if not, he was unplugged it to see if it would set itself. So he gets up to work, it's like, hey, we might have a problem, I guess, the cell phone won't shut off. It's like, oh, it's froze or what? So it's like, I stepped my ear down on the floor. Now, this big one, outside of those, luckily it was right where the crawl space is, and all that. I just cut it, capped it.
Yeah.
I'll fix it this spring.
We had,
That big one was it at Winful?
Sharpsville.
Sharpsville.
That was, I think they put a salamander in the crawl space. Caught that one on fire. We had one Friday night. I think he was using a heat gun. Got it into the wall.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I just don't get it. Kid not gonna be here?
No,
Okay.
he called, text me and said they moved his appointment to yesterday and today.
Okay, I will call to order the Board of Public Safety meeting and begin with the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll move to approve the January 12th minutes.
I'll second. The motion and second to approve the minutes from the last meeting as submitted. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Any amendments today?
Not to the board works.
No items in our old or new business. Jump into department business, and we'll start with the fire department. Chief Bittner,
Good morning.
good morning.
Should have the December run numbers along with the 2025 annual report. Annual is right on 1450 for the run total, I believe, which is pretty standard. Quite a few structure fires. We had some in the city. Numbers went up. Cicero Township has us with automatic dispatch with them. Hobbs has us automatic dispatch with them as well. And then I believe towards the end of the year, Kempton put us on as well. And there were like 4 fires in like 2 weeks in Kempton that we went on to. So run numbers, fires are up.
So when you mean Kempton, like it's a mutual aid dispatch?
It's considered automatic aid because we're paged at the same time that they are. Mutual aid would be if they got paged and then they got there and then they said, hey, we need more help. Call
Okay.
them.
We previously didn't do that with Kempton?
No. We did years ago when Don Kendall was the chief.
Okay.
And his son Mike was on with
Yeah.
us. He knew that they didn't have the manpower.
When we make those runs, is there any source of funding that comes from those runs?
No.
Okay. I mean, there's a cost that comes with it, obviously. But the township would be open. Do you know if that township would be open to fire territory?
Probably.
Okay.
I know allegedly, Cicero Township is open to looking at it. I think the mayor was supposed possibly having talks with Amber. I believe Chuck Bell with Madison Township is open. And I believe, I'm not sure who Jefferson's trustee is, but I know their fire chief would probably be open to it.
Well, I know the state passed some changes that,
I know
but I'm not sure if they
with
impact
SB1, there's
Cicero.
caps on new fire territories, what they can charge with the fire lit tax.
Yeah, there's also though, they passed that if you're a township that doesn't provide fire service, pretty much you're gonna have to go. I think there was some,
Is that in the new legislation?
yeah,
that's
and there was
proposed?
one that if you're in a township, but you don't have a city over a certain population, or your city constitutes more than half
Mhm.
of the county's population, you have to go. Like they're making townships go.
Yes.
First they suggested it and was like, you can merge if you want. Now it's clear, they're like, this discussion is going away, so.
I mean, it's definitely, in my opinion, worth deeply looking into. if it was done properly and the fire lit was implemented, we could easily staff to a second, if not a third station to cover Kempton all the way to east county line. So then to the Board of Works report. We were in our hiring process. We advertised from October until I believe December 5th. We had 12 properly completed applications. 10 of those 12 RSVP'd for testing. Only 7 of those 10 actually showed up for the testing. Only 5 passed the written. Only 3 passed the physical. We did get our semi-annual gas detector calibration done. I attended the District 6 Chiefs meeting in Muncie. It was last Wednesday. Those are always good meetings. There's some, I mentioned it before, but there's some bigger departments such as Muncie, Richmond, and Newcastle, Marion that are dealing with the exact same things that we are. Turnover rates, funding. So Bryce Delph completed his probationary year. He is now a second-class firefighter. The biweekly building progress meeting, we had one 2 weeks ago. We got one today at 10 o'clock. Hopefully there's a couple questions that we have about some renovations on our side that Mark is hoping to get straightened out today. So, and then we're supposed to have the Board of Works interviews on Monday. Need to get those rescheduled. We do have 2 openings now. Lucas Jones has submitted his letter of resignation. His last day working with us is February 7th. He did get that letter to me last week. I was going to bring it to the interviews, and that way let you guys know that we do have 2 openings. Yeah, we have 2 openings. I believe the 2 candidates that we'll be interviewing are good candidates. The three that made it through everything testing wise, we started doing some calling of references, previous employers, and we had 1 eliminated after making those phone calls. So I believe we do have 2 very good candidates. They both have all required certifications, so we won't have to put them through any schooling.
Yep.
They can, once they pass physicals, get everything uniform wise, they'll be on shift and working.
Right, was Bryce didn't have any firefighter experience when we hired him, right?
He did.
Is this right?
Oh, that's right.
He had all the
Certs.
certifications. Seth Hogeson and Josh Benson both had EMT.
Right.
We just had to send them to Fire 1 and 2 at Muncie's Academy last summer.
And then I know Ross Schulenberg had none.
Ross had already started his EMT when he got started, and then we put him through Fire 1
That's
and 2.
right. He had. I'm just trying to gauge like local, even if they've never been through fire.
Right.
And it seems like Bryce is local too. So,
Yeah.
I know Seth and Lucas, not to be anything against them, but we kind of knew Seth up front.
Right.
It was a risk.
Mhm.
Lucas, is he from Howard County?
Yes. He lived in Howard County. He graduated from, I believe, McConaughey High School.
Yeah.
Are those the thing about scheduling those interviews? Because presumably we're interviewing those 2 to fill the 2 positions. So more verification from our perspective that we want to extend conditional offers. Is this something that can wait till the next Board of Works, or would you prefer to schedule a special Board of Works, like an interview and then a meeting too?
I mean, I'm impatient, so I want it done as quickly as possible. If it's better to wait until the next Board of Works meeting, that's fine.
I'm free. I can make myself
We would have
free.
to wait till the Board of Works interview or Board of Works meeting to make the
Extend,
recommendation for the
yeah.
hire anyway. So
Well, unless we scheduled a special session.
Okay.
My thought was if we did that for next week, it gives us enough time to notice it. We could schedule the interviews someday next week and then just have a quick 10-minute Board of Works meeting, special session. That way
Okay.
there'll still be some gap between Lucas's February 7th date, but it would help close it. So that's
Right.
Yeah.
Which I would have to, once they were approved by you guys,
Give
I would then have to schedule
oh, yeah. Right.
public safety
Public safety
medical.
medical.
and
But
that
the
would
good
be-
news is you said these two are certified and stuff.
These two have all EMT and hazmat, fire 1 and 2. So once they passed physical and got their,
They worked part-time for us or anything?
no.
Okay.
Number one candidate he is a full-time part-timer for, I believe it's South Madison Fire Territory.
Mhm.
So he basically just, anytime there's an open shift on C shift at their department, he works it. His wife does the same thing. They're used to the schedule.
Okay.
The other one is, he's a volunteer at Michigan Township in Clinton County. And his chief over there is Cicero Township's chief. I know him well. I feel he's a very good judge of character and is a straight shooter with me, and he said he would be good.
And neither are like have to drive too far to where, I'm not worried about the distance. I'm just worried about like, if they have to drive 45 minutes every day. It could burn out.
One is in Anderson, and the other one is, I believe, right in Michigan Town.
Okay.
I think he said he's a block and a half from their department, and it's right on 29.
Yeah, it's not a far drive. All right.
Staffing level,
Going back to, I want to confirm this date for next week. You said you're available.
Especially in the mornings. But I could be.
You want to do a Wednesday morning then?
Next Wednesday?
Available on my calendar.
Yeah, that's fine. What time? 9, 8? 9, so it's not so early?
Do 9 o'clock interviews, 2 of them, and then
9 to 10, and then
at 10 o'clock Board of Works.
that sounds good.
Last 10 minutes.
So I would have to have, ooh. I wouldn't be able to advertise it in the paper, but I can put it in there.
If we put it, what's the requirement? 3 then public places?
48-hour notice,
Or do we just need to
executive
post it?
session. Would it be an executive session? It's just a 48-hour notice, right?
Yes.
I don't have to necessarily send it to the paper.
We'll make sure. Website, calendar, and YouTube.
So February 4th at 9,
Yep.
and then a special meeting at 10.
Good on that.
we are down to Tyler Davis being one. He's supposed to go back to the doctor on March 10th to hopefully be released. And Seth is gone. Lucas will be gone. His last day is the 7th. Trainings. Jordan Crane is planning on hosting a fire officer strategy and tactics class sometime this spring. He's getting all that put together. I know there's a few people in our department that are planning on taking it. I believe he'll probably open it up to the rest of the departments in the county.
Good.
We had 2,752 documented training hours in 2025, which is an increase of 905 hours from 2024. Part of it is Jordan held a class and told them that they need to make sure that they do document all their training. Some of the guys were doing training, but they're not documenting it. Another one is we had 2 guys that went to fire academy 5 days a week,
Sure.
8 hours a day for 2 straight months. For budget financial snapshot, I had emergency equipment for the new truck, but the mayor and I, Tammy, got that straightened out after I turned these in. Ongoing projects, building renovations. I believe all the windows on the fire side have been replaced. They're gonna wait till it warms up a little bit and start windows on the police side. Supposed to be February 2nd. They're gonna start the front entryway and get that knocked out. I think they're gonna have a few people put on that and try and get that done as quickly as possible.
Windows above your apparatus bays look
They look
really good.
tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They looked bad before, but you didn't realize how bad until they got new ones up
yes.
there. Jeez.
The new windows that they have put in are very nice.
Yeah.
Don't really feel drafts
You may
going through
seal
like
them
you
all
used
the
to.
way. They didn't leave a 3-inch gap unsealed.
They're properly sealed. They're good insulated windows.
Save some money on utilities.
I guarantee that.
Has Blue Fox finished their portion of the HVAC?
They are finished. They have to come back and run, what did Mark say, tests and balances to make
Okay.
sure everything, the zoning
Yeah.
and everything is working properly.
Okay.
Paint went on the walls of the restrooms yesterday, 1 coat. We gotta get grout on the tiles, epoxy on the floors, and then they'll be able to set the vanities and the fixtures, get those going. So everything's coming along. Sometimes it seems really slow, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're really close on a couple things, so. Community engagement, local 1979 donated to My Closet program that's out at the school with proceeds we made from the golf tournament that we held with the police department back in October. And that is all I have. Unless anybody's got any questions for me.
Questions, Chief? Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Chief Stout? Good morning.
You've got the monthly report and then end of the year numbers. Right at 6,000 calls for the year. 2,100 traffic stops. See everything else there, so we were right on average.
Does that compare to last year?
Call volume was a little bit higher, but traffic stops was also higher, so that takes that full call volume up. But we're normally around 5,000 calls a month or a year. So as far as the board of works report, the 2 new officers are both at the academy. They're in week 4. They're doing well. They've already had their first half of their criminal law test, which the criminal law test is the hard test at the academy. That's the one everybody dreads. It's usually like a 2.5, 3 hour long test. They've broken it up to where they take it in 2 sections now. So they did the first part last week. I think they got a 97 to 94 on it. So
Nice.
both of them did really well on that.
Yeah.
Just a couple things from December. Obviously, the TISA season went very well at town. The Cops and Kids shopping event at Meyer was a great hit. Again, this year, I think there was 9 or 10 families that the officer took up and shopped for. So that was all really good. We had the end of the year awards party. It's hosted at the American Legion. Dinner, gifts, and then the end of the year awards. No shock again. Officer Levinson got the traffic stop award for this year, and a new one for this year. Officer Huffman was the arrest award this year. Him and Grant, Brandon, and Dalton were all like within 6 of each other, so he pulled it off at the end. I meant to say something to Joe about this and what I'd like to do for our next board meeting. I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but Ray Shepard, captain of the jail commander, he has started a wellness program initiative. And Joe and I are on the board. Ray sent out a thing yesterday that he's going to get liaisons from each department within the county. So what this is pretty much going to do is this is going to be free to every public safety personnel in the county. fire, police, townships, everything. If there's a major incident or a critical incident, if there's a death, unfortunately, anything like that, and they feel that they need to have some support, that's going to be available to them free of cost. Really good, foundation that Ray started on this. We actually got a $9,000 grant from the foundation for this to kick it off. No money's been spent.
It's also open to the first responders' families as well. It's
Yeah.
not just restricted to the employee.
Your wife, your kids, if you
Yeah,
go through
right.
divorce. It doesn't have to be work related. I mean, it's open to everything. So I'd really like to see if Ray would come in next month and once we get everything actually rolling, just kind of give you guys a briefing on it because he's put a lot of time and effort into it. I think it's going to be something really well for the community.
Absolutely.
So, staffing, fully staffed. Like I said, the new hires are still at the academy. They graduate April the 24th. So we'll be glad to get them back. They'll have a few weeks of finished up their training and should be on their own as long as nothing
Did
stands
you
out.
say April 24th?
Yes. We're talking about Dalton and Trice there. I was not able to print off the budget sheet this week. Debbie's been out for the last 2 days, obviously Monday with the weather day, and then her son had surgery yesterday, so I'll get that to you. I did talk to Blaine at In-Route Outfitters for our vehicles. Obviously, he has all of them. Our parts are starting to come in. He said ours should be mid-February when he should have all of ours done. Talked to Tammy last week about the vehicle that was totaled. I turned quotes into Ford and Academy to get a new price. Ford had me the quote the same day. Academy never did. I sent a second one last week. Still no response from them. So I don't know with the enterprise thing if they're not wanting to do it individually now, but we have the Ford quote back. So, and that's what that vehicle was. So
Right.
I don't know if that's just what the insurance goes with or not.
Well, yeah.
Like
we
kind
have
of
one.
quality. You don't have to get a Ford.
Yeah.
You just have to get a like kind of quality. So you can't trade in your Taurus for a Benz.
Right. Our question to insurance was, we've now ordered 6 Durangos to unify the fleet. Can we submit a Durango? Well, we need a dealership to
Yeah, give you a
assist
quote.
with that. So
Right, if the Ford is worth 40 and the Durango's worth 40 and less, or less, but if it's like 50, then they'll only cover the 40.
I think the Durangos, the time before Enterprise, I think the Durangos were running like 43 and the Fords were 40, 41. So a couple $1,000 difference.
Yeah. Might make it worth it just to make them all uniform. But that's what we're going with going forward is Durangos, or well, what is Enterprise providing?
well, they'll allow us to do any. We could do a Chevy Tahoe or Explorer or Durango based on cost analysis. It was more cost effective to do the Durangos versus the Explorers.
Is
But
that
in
what
this
we're doing?
scenario, the question is with the Academy not responding, does that force us to go? Not force us.
Are you?
I can
just-
call insurance and ask them,
Yeah.
tell them that we've tried twice now, and maybe you send me the email that you sent.
Okay.
And then I'll send it to them.
I
and
know
let
the
them
guys, the guys really do like the Durango. The 2 that we have currently on the road, they really like the Durangos. They handle very well. Obviously we've never had any issues before, but the Durangos they're roomy and
Yeah.
they'll get up and go. And
You want me to make some effort at Academy?
yeah, I can.
I give them a call.
Yeah, I'll just stop by there this afternoon, see if I can find somebody to talk to and tell them we turned in 2 emails and never did get a response back.
Okay.
I know one time they dropped it in the Dropbox. I don't know if that's been checked in a while.
Yeah, we check it every day.
So I'll try to get out there. Community engagements, still school events, walkthroughs, sporting events. Officer Maddox had training in Florida a few weeks ago, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday games had to be covered by officers. It was picked up right away, no issues whatsoever. I worked one Saturday night game out there, so the guys are still, out there in schools and being seen. Don't really have any requests or needs. Joe talked about the building. Like I said, we have a meeting here in half an hour for that, so they've been really great, keeping us informed. I guess one question on our side is whether that are decided or discussed or what's moving.
Were we waiting on a quote? Did we get that? I don't recall.
You were the wrong person, but we got to find a way to get.
I know that Tyler had came over and showed me some design ideas, and he said he had turned in a quote or was turning in a quote. And it was
He
the
talked to me
epoxy
about
flooring.
getting a quote together. I don't know if we got one ready or not.
It was the epoxy that's going to go into the hallway in the bathroom, just
Right.
continuing that out. into the
I
hallway.
assume you would want to go with a hard surface, not carpet or anything in the
Yeah, the
hallways.
carpet's just,
Come walking in and out,
it's,
in
it's
and out.
the one we have in our squadron currently, it's just,
I think epoxy is probably the better way to go. It's more durable. It's probably a little more expensive, but
so the
It'll last
rendering
longer.
that he showed us was that goes in the hallway, and then the bathroom's currently is kind of a gray with black flake, black and white flake. And then, so for our hallway, he actually did a rendering and threw a little blue flake in
Mhm.
it. Cool. So kind of, for that side of the building.
yeah, I think we got to.
Yeah, if you, one of you,
Council's
if you could figure out if that quote exists from him, because I think that's what we needed to determine where the monies could come from.
We asked that today, if I'm not.
Yeah,
Cool.
that'd be helpful.
It's got to happen. As far as the terrazzo they broke up front, I don't know if they'll absorb some of that cost or.
Has it been discussed further in any of the status meetings?
There's still a towel just laying across it currently.
It would be covered up by a rug, but it's the issue is it's just going to get worse. It's so close to the front door. It's going to freeze and thaw, and it may even affect the integrity of what they're doing outside. It's a pretty big crack. It ain't
It's
small.
probably about a foot long, and
It's a foot wide and probably about 3 or 4 inches. In.
Yeah.
they were running that jackhammer right along the base, and it just went through and cracked the floor.
That terrazzo's not a good choice anyway, but.
That's all I got.
Two things on the department businesses. This one offers some kudos. I know fire, you guys have been on some mutual aid, automatic dispatch a lot here in the last week or 10 days. So just wanted to offer you all some commitment for that. Again, going back to Nate's point, those aren't runs that we get financially made whole with, but we are providing a public service, making sure that these structures in our community collectively are saved as best as possible. So kudos to you guys working in these conditions. And then police, again, commitment to you guys. Just with the heavy snowfall, I saw a lot of police patrol out in the neighborhoods. When I ran up to town to meetings, it was just visible. So I'm not sure if others appreciate or notice, but I felt like that was a great visual recognition to see the patrol cars out. So in the event that something was happening, it felt like we actually had eyes across the city. And I'll offer kudos to the street department at our next board works meeting, but just collectively felt like a really good response from the city to them. You guys are part of that, so I appreciate that.
Like you said, the streets were amazing.
Yeah.
Monday morning when I came in, I was just like, oh my gosh, they're probably the best I've seen in 2 years of snows, and it was probably one of the heaviest snows we had in a while.
And cold.
Our guys had no issues getting around town.
Good.
So they did look really good.
I think that's the difference is the temperature. It hasn't allowed the blacktop to heat up because it's just so cold. So even like North Main still has snow, but it's clear, it's drivable.
Mm-hmm.
I know they got nowhere to put the snow.
Correct. Creek might be frozen over.
Yeah.
Mayor's report, we do have some progress being made on the baseball front. We're still collecting some final details, but that project has now made some pretty significant steps forward. So we're, like I said, we're finalizing some details. We won't have that guaranteed maximum price ready for presentation at the council meeting, but we're at this point just dealing with formalities. So probably at the next city council meeting, we'll have BW come back in and do a presentation, likely to the board of works and council, but it'll be regarding that guaranteed maximum price. And then from an economic development perspective, RDC made its effort to secure a prospect out in the industrial park. So we're working with, at this point, Achieva Incorporated to secure them out in the industrial park. So we made a good big step in that process last week at the redevelopment commission. I think that wraps up. Other than updates probably from a planning department perspective, continue to work through the transition of the planning department, but from a code enforcement perspective, a lot of good conversations happening with Paige now satisfying those responsibilities. And then from a planning perspective, continue to update forms and had some good feedback from local contractors about those forms. And then from the process perspective, just updating how those processes operate, and then the planning commission will get the UDO presented in a public hearing at the beginning of February with a favorable recommendation will then get sent to the council for first reading. That's it for me. Questions?
Why did you make the county red?
Yeah,
That was my only question.
why didn't we shut down local businesses?
This is Republican in me.
Hey, need some levity in tough times.
Accept the motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Have good,
Yeah, try to.